Hi everyone and welcome to this United States Junior Nationals broadcast. I'm your host, Harry Chickma. The USJN helps give priceless opportunities to girls throughout the country going for their dreams of playing college basketball. Let's now take an inside look at the USJN. When it comes to girls' high school basketball, the United States Junior Nationals is known as one of the premier competition event organizations in America. The 2012 15 and under to 12 and under championships, along with the 17 and under championship, took place in the Washington, D.C. area and saw many teams from across the country showcase their talents. The event, created by Mike Flynn, has had a long history dating back to the 1980s and has seen tremendous growth over the past few years. In recent years, USJN has sold out with over 220 teams participating and over 500 college coaches in attendance. Mike Flynn believes these numbers are an example of how far one of the longest running organizations in girls high school basketball has come.
This came about because of a shift in summer basketball. Back at the start of women's basketball in the late 70s, everybody went to camp. And that's when I started the Blue Star camp. And it was a Blue Star All-American camp. It became one of the most prestigious, biggest events in the country. The coaches complained about how many people they had to watch, and they want to watch the best players. So a shift came about, and they all said, we want to watch a tournament. Sensing the shift away from camps to tournaments, I went from Blue Star and created USJN, US Junior Nationals. And here we are, let's say 24, 27 years later, I don't know if you want to count which year. We have the biggest event in girls basketball in America. We'll have a week of basketball here in D.C. with over 400 teams.
Large tournaments, such as the national championships, take place over 4 days, where teams compete in approximately 5 games. There are 6 pools from which teams emerge from, along with the playoff brackets based on results. Top players from throughout the country compete in these events, with players, parents, and coaches apparently loving the competition.
We do get that feedback because this is, we attempt every year to make this the best event possible. Nike's one of our partners in doing this. This is one of their 4 national events. This is the only national event in the summer in the East Coast. And with this event, we have like a great population density. And we run it very, very well. My staff does an amazing job. We sit back afterwards and say, how can we make it better? This year might be the best run, smoothest event we've ever run, especially for the scale and size.
The feedback for USJN is extremely positive. However, Flynn remains humble in order to keep the events moving in a positive direction.
First of all, we have to protect the future because there's a desire by the top college coaches to not want to do this. They don't want to come watch basketball. They don't want to leave their campus. They don't want to spend their time watching kids because they feel kids should come to them. So if you're not one of those players, then you have to compete and also go, play against other players. Well, if the coaches don't want to see you play, where do you go? So we're trying to defend this sport and defend this opportunity. If you're not a top coach, this saves you a lot of money because the inverse is true. If you see one kid at one game, now you can come here and see 10 games. You can see 1,000 girls right here for 1 hour. So this is the best opportunity financially for a school to do all the recruiting at one time.
Well, there's no question the USJN gives great opportunities to girls throughout the country. We'll be right back after this.
Chris Bean and his staff do a fantastic job, first class, that's for sure. This is our first year being sponsored by them, and we are happy to be on board, that's for sure. And we plan on doing all of his events, actually.
What is it that you like about his events? A lot of people say, the organization is great. What other things stand out?
The scheduling is perfect. The college coaches, of course, are fantastic. They're updated. The scheduling's out a week in advance. He does a fantastic job. Excellent.
Well, we love the USJN events. We've gone to USJN events for 15 years. 70% of our schedule is USJN events. We think they're the best run events in the country. And we get good competition, and we get to travel to different cities to play and play teams from other areas. And we're the Illinois two-time state champions, so we like to go outside of Illinois to find competition and play other teams too. And Chris Menig and Braden are the best in the business.
Normally the games don't start late, and I mean they start on time, and the scheduling conflict is not an issue, which it is a lot of other places. So, and I also like they bring a lot of college coaches in, and take a look at the girls, and these events are especially good because everybody's not D1. You know, we have some D2 players as well, so that's what I like about it.
For the past 3 years, USJN has seen over 2,000 travel teams attend their over 30 events all across the nation annually. College coaches that attend their events hit an all-time high last year, with nearly 3,000 in attendance for the year. That comes out to an average of just under 100 college coaches in attendance per event. Plus, there are nearly always national scouts from the premier scouting services in the country at these events, helping maximize the exposure for these young ladies. The Nike 17 and Under Championships, being the largest and longest exposure event in the country, sees over 240 teams and over 700 college coaches annually. The spring viewing period, the Windy City Classic, has emerged as one of the top exposure events, as well as seeing nearly 300 teams and over 300 college coaches. Hershey's Showcase in June, for over 10 years now, has become a great event working in conjunction with the amusement park, seeing over 300 teams of all ages attend annually. The summer viewing period has multiple options throughout the country, both national and regional, in size and competition. The fall viewing period has various Oktoberfest and fall finale events along the coast, with the Battle of the Programs residing in Chicago, which hosts over 200 college coaches who are in attendance. From the spring until the fall, the span of events for USJN is coast to coast, hitting cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, Las Vegas, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, and Denver along the way. Even during the non-Division I recruiting calendar, USJN continues to have college coaches in attendance to help provide players an opportunity to be evaluated by college scouts. At the conclusion of every USJN event, you can find in their post-event page area on the website a complete listing of college coaches that attend, along with their contact information, final results from the event, pool all-stars that are voted on by opposing coaches, along with pictures. To see the complete listing of events and past history of events, you can go to the USJN homepage, www.usjn.com. At the United States Junior Nationals, young women playing basketball are the main attraction, with games occurring on multiple courts at the same time. There are many talented players for one to keep their eyes on. The USJN features the best of the best, as the top players from across America battle it out on the hardwood. For many of the players, simply knowing that they will be facing the cream of the crop keeps them on top of their game.
This is the best competition in the country. I've never played such good girls all in one spot. There was like no girl basketball player that wasn't here, so this is definitely a huge tournament.
It's a great tournament. There's a lot of competition here. There's a lot of teams that I've never played before, and it just shows me where my skills at right now and what I need to work on.
It's beneficial because it's more competition, and then you're fighting for a championship, and this is the last tournament of the year.
Definitely the type of the different coaches that are here. The competition, there was bigger competition. It was difficult at times, but we improved as the tournament went on, so it was good.
I mean, the best of the best came over here. Like teams from Colorado, from Virginia, the best of the best came and they competed and they played hard. So that's the best thing about it.
For the stars of the USJN, competition is indeed the best thing about the Showcase tournament. However, for the over 500 college coaches in attendance, whether coaching at Division I, Division II, or III, nothing beats the opportunity to see this much talent in one location.
It's good to get out and get around and see the different talent, and there's different talent levels for all levels of coaches. I'm a D2 coach, and so there's talent here that we can recruit, and for the D1s also, and for the NAIA D3s. I like it. There's the two bigger facilities. They're nice. You can get around and see a lot of players all at once.
Preparing these young women to become potential college athletes for the schools in attendance is the job of any club coach.
Let's set the tempo, girls. Remember we talked about that? Let them set the tempo. Come out like, what do you say? What do you want you to come out like? Pitbull. Let's come out like pitbull.
These coaches guide, mold, and shape the girls into better players. The USJN is also important for club coaches because it gives them the opportunity to showcase their skills as they look to advance their careers. However, the #1 priority for every coach is developing these women on the roster each day.
So far it's been very good. It's actually been a good test of competitive skill set for our girls. We're Maine, we play in the Northeast pretty much. We don't see teams outside of New England, so this is a good chance to see teams from all over the country and see how we measure up.
Our girls enjoy it because, again, you know, being in the same facility and being able to see so many different teams and so many girls from across the country, you get a chance to make friends with everybody too, and I think that's something that people don't tend to talk about enough. You know, this is an experience for the girls for college, but at the same time, I mean, this is high school basketball. Let's enjoy it. Let's meet others from around the country and stay together.
I wish our record was a little bit better, but I'm happy with the girls' performance. They've given me everything they had, and you know, I couldn't ask for anything more than to give the effort that these girls have given. Only the best of the best are here. All of the coaches are here that you could ever want to view an event for these girls, and I'm very pleased about that.
This is the best competition we've seen all summer. Best competition we've seen all summer. Some great teams, some great individual players, and this is what you want. I mean, I'm sure the college coaches are enjoying it also.
They enjoy the competition. They think the competition is pretty good. I think it's one of the best tournaments out. The girls enjoy competing and playing against teams that play at a high level.
We have played quite a few tournaments this year. We'll be back to this one. It gives us what we need, and we think that our kids are being exposed, and that's what we're here for.
So whether you are on the court, on the sidelines, or watching the great talent on the courts, the USJN is important for everyone involved. Time for a quick break here, but stick around. There's much more USJN basketball coming up next. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to this USJN broadcast. We're here in the great city of Philadelphia. I'm Harry Chickma alongside Mike Flynn, who helps make it all possible in the world of USJN basketball. Mike, so much going on, so many great players, so many great colleges out there. Tell me about what you have going on with the USJN after a great year.
We're basically putting our records together, putting our information together, getting our website ready for the next year. We have expanding events all over the country. We're not just a regional event provider, we also do national level events because this is a national game and opportunities are everywhere for girls.
And basketball, it's very hard to get recruited. It's very hard to get scouted and get that dream scholarship, especially for young ladies because it's kind of a growing sport. Tell me how the USJN helps them get noticed by the coaches and get the coaches some exposure to these girls.
The USJN network was set up early when there was a shift from camps to tournaments, and we decided to make it an event series which people know when they're coming, when they're going, the exact amount of games, the exact amount of days, and that helps them maximize their cost. It also does the same thing for college coaches. Enables a college coach to attend one event and see multiple teams play with a variety of talent, and those coaches range from Division III academic schools right up to high-powered Division I schools.
And you told me that it is a national and regional group here. Tell me a little bit about that and what events you have.
The non-recruiting period events are ones where are maybe more local and regional in scope, which prepare people for those national events. You can't walk into a tournament not having competed. You have to gel and get your team ready. And our national events enable all the teams to maximize their competitiveness and their visibility in one setting for multiple college coaches. We're the major event provider for girls right now, with over 2,000 teams this year at high level and over 3,000 coaches. Besides our event, like in April, Windy City, Hershey non-viewing. The USJN Championships in DC is the biggest single event between 17s and our younger ages that week. We're over 700 teams.
And what advice would you give a young girl trying to fulfill her dream and play Division I, get a scholarship?
I think the biggest thing you have to do is to work hard at your game and be visible. A lot of kids play in schools where they may have a bad coach or they have a great coach. But if you're playing and a college coach does not want to come see you play or think you're important enough, you have to do the extra things. Unfortunately, it's like, it's the 10,000 hour rule. You have to compete and play. And school is just not enough. There's not enough hours there, and you have to extend your visibility and your opportunities. And that's what we do. Our USJN motto is to create opportunities for parents, for players, and for coaches, to be able to bring them all together, and so they can figure out if they're willing to come together and provide that scholarship or academic or admission opportunities.
700 college team coaches were in DC. That was very impressive. And if you're a young girl trying to get involved, or also a coach who wants to be part of USJN to get the scouting, how do you get involved with USJN?
You basically go to usjn.com, and on the site you would register your team and your roster. Usually that's done by a parent or a coach of the team. The individual athlete would have to ask their travel coach to say, where are we playing? What are we doing? It's very important that parents and players become involved in the selection of the events, because a lot of times coaches are taking them to secondary events based on price, or maybe it's somebody's friend, but they're not putting them in a good visibility situation. And that's why we do our best to maximize, exposure, at USJN by having, set packets, information. We have rosters, we have post-event pages on our website. We're probably the best event series operator in America, bar none.
Mike Flynn, thanks for everything you're doing, and congrats with everything with USJN.
I appreciate it very much.
Harry Chickman here with Mike Flynn in Philadelphia. We'll be right back with more USJN basketball.
Hundreds of players participate in the United States Junior Nationals each year. Despite the large amount of competition hitting the hardwood, there are always a few standout players that separate themselves from the rest of the crowd. This year in the DC area tournament, one of those players was Lauren Brzozowski. Brzozowski, also known as Bugs, plays point guard for the Long Island Lightning, and her stellar play with her club team has opened the eyes of both coaches and talent evaluators.
Lauren is a terrific kid and is a wonderful basketball player, and she gets better and better every day. The thing that she's doing now is she's getting her teammates more and more involved, where instead of trying to go out and get 30 or 25, she's now going out and getting 12, 14, but getting like 12 or 13 assists to go along with that, which is pretty fantastic for a kid that's only going into the 10th grade. She's really, really good.
Lauren Brzozowski from Long Island Lightning Slater. She's a 2015 guard at Long Island Lutheran High School. She's an entertaining player. She's the type of player that is at a different level, because she just gets the entertainment factor of basketball, and she's going to entertain you. I mean, she's a fantastic passer. She has a great feel for the game, and she's fun to watch. I mean, just beyond her skill level, and her maturity is way beyond her years.
Brzozowski's best years may indeed be ahead of her, as she is only a sophomore. However, at the USJN, she displayed her ability to pass, shoot, attack, and defend. Although she is pleased with her performance, Bugs values the opportunity to showcase her skills in the tournament.
It's a great tournament. There's a lot of competition here. There's a lot of teams that I've never played before, and it just shows me where my skills at right now and what I need to work on. Well, I'm fast. I love giving my teammates the ball before scoring. I'm a pass-first point guard, and I just enjoy the game of basketball.
With all eyes on Brzozowski at the USJN, the 5'6" point guard from Long Island Lutheran High School can now easily be considered one of the country's rising stars in girls basketball. Even though she has had great success on the national scene, she knows she has more work to do towards growth as a player.
Well, I have to work on my game, keep working on my game, because the girls here, once you beat them, they're going to come back for you the next year, and they're going to try to beat you, so you just have to constantly work on your game. Definitely to be strong with the ball, because the girls are way quicker here. They're faster, and they're coming, and they want to win just like we do. Especially if we lose this year, I'm definitely going to come back next year and show what we have to do. We're undefeated so far. As long as we keep playing together, you know, we'll succeed through this tournament.
Many of the players participating in the United States Junior Nationals tournament are supported by dedicated parents. These parents attend every game, travel to every tournament, and cheer loudly for their daughters from the sidelines. Parents from all across the country attend the USJN each year to support their daughters. Whether it's their first time or a repeat visit, each mom and dad knows the value of the tournament and the impact it can have on the lives of their daughters.
It's pretty crazy having all these teams from all over the place, but it's really a great experience for all the girls to see the different levels of basketball that are being played from around the country.
It's our third year here. We love coming down to DC. Who wouldn't like coming to the Capitol and doing sightseeing, but most important, the talent and the way the games are run and the college coaches. It's a pretty good experience for the girls. And just for the parents traveling with the girls, it's pretty good too. Well, I think it's pretty important because they're going into their sophomore year, most of the kids on the team, and they're trying to figure out where they want to go to school and what careers they want to pursue. And this is a great opportunity for them to try to get, you know, play basketball in college if they're capable. And this is their chance to really see how they match up against other kids around, you know, the East Coast for the most part.
As I look around and I see all the college coaches from the high D1s to the low D1s, D2s, and D3s, it's great. It's great that she gets that chance to shine.
I think the USJN Junior Nationals is a great opportunity for the girls to get an opportunity to get seen by colleges throughout the country. I think there's a lot of talent out here in girls basketball, and I think this is one of the best events in the country.
While each parent is aware of how the USJN can prepare their child for playing basketball at the next level, they are also aware of what separates this tournament from others.
The level of competition. The level of competition here is a little, I mean, granted, the one at Boo Williams in Hampton had a great level of competition, but this one has a wide array of teams from all over. And I felt like because we played teams that we hadn't played before, normally it's the same ones like Philadelphia Bells, Boo Williams, some of the local ones, but we were able to see a widespread selection of teams in this one.
A lot of kids don't get an opportunity from the high school teams to get the colleges into their schools, you know, only the top flight schools, but schools like Gwynn Park High School, we have a lot of talent there. We get an opportunity to get a few colleges, but nothing like this, nothing like the magnitude of colleges that's here today.
I think just the different levels. I mean, I think that there's some really great teams here that have height and speed and agility, and it's just amazing to see the level that they are playing at, because we're from the Northeast, we're from Maine, and we don't get to see a lot of that throughout our spring season, so it was really good to come down here.
Well, this is a huge tournament. The level of competition and the variety of competition here is like, I've never seen it before. I mean, they have teams from all over, all levels, and they all seem to have the same goal. So that's what makes it kind of special. You see 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14s, and you actually can see the road you have to travel to accomplish the things you want in life if you continue to go in the way of this sport and what it has to offer.
The USJN creates new memories each year for every player that hits the hardwood. Some players leave a lasting impact on coaches, and some club coaches form strong bonds with their players as they grow together with wins and losses. But every parent in attendance knows that they will take something home from their experience at the USJN.
I enjoyed all the fun times. We took a trip yesterday to Midnight Ride bike tour with the girls. They had never seen the White House or any of the monuments, a bunch of the kids. So it was a good experience, and we had a lot of fun.
Looking at my daughter Lauren, also known as Boogie, that she just needs to continue to work on her game and get better.
I thought this tournament, the competition was amazing, and I think our girls did very, very well. They played hard, and my daughter especially is very young, so this is really going to toughen her up and teach her a lot. And it was a lot of fun, and the best is being with the other teammates and their parents and getting to know them and growing with them.
I just enjoy watching her play basketball. I actually coach her in high school as well, so it's been a great experience for both of us.
I found that her playing in this type of level of competition brought something more out of her. So we saw a level of play in our daughter that we hadn't seen before. So we were happy to see that, and I think she grew a lot to get her prepared for her coming season.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of the USJN Showcase. Thanks for joining us, and for the rest of the staff, I'm Harry Chickma. We'll see you again next time to recap the world of USJN basketball. For the past 3 years, USJN has seen over 2,000 travel teams attend their over 30 events all across the nation annually. College coaches that attend their events hit an all-time high last year, with nearly 3,000 in attendance for the year. That comes out to an average of just under 100 college coaches in attendance per event. Plus, there are nearly always national scouts from the premier scouting services in the country at these events, helping maximize the exposure for these young ladies. The Nike 17 and Under Championships, being the largest and longest exposure event in the country, sees over 240 teams and over 700 college coaches annually. The spring viewing period, the Windy City Classic, has emerged as one of the top exposure events, as well as seeing nearly 300 teams and over 300 college coaches. Hershey's Showcase in June, for over 10 years now, has become a great event working in conjunction with the amusement park, seeing over 300 teams of all ages attend annually. The summer viewing period has multiple options throughout the country, both national and regional, in size and competition. The fall viewing period has various Oktoberfest and fall finale events along the coast, with the Battle of the Programs residing in Chicago, which hosts over 200 college coaches who are in attendance. From the spring until the fall, the span of events for USJN is coast to coast, hitting cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, Las Vegas, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, and Denver along the way. Even during the non-Division I recruiting calendar, USJN continues to have college coaches in attendance to help provide players an opportunity to be evaluated by college scouts. At the conclusion of every USJN event, you can find in their post-event page area on the website a complete listing of college coaches that attend, along with their contact information, final results from the event, pool all-stars that are voted on by opposing coaches, along with pictures. To see the complete listing of events and past history of events, you can go to the USJN homepage, www.usjn.com.